eyes crawl to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Throw dice and woes of life. Love deprived, looking to revive. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise. Crystal chandeliers, motives reflected. Often mirrors appear quick, grinning from ear to ear. Craving and rain in the rain, rekindling the flame. Closer she draws near. Stay there, remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, in paradise, we know our purpose. In paradise, we know what our worth is. In paradise, we manifest dreams. In paradise, truth is what you conceive.
Yes, it is. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. I'm your host, Matt Clark, and it is a Valentine's Day Tuesday. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone out there. Hope you guys are having a good day and a good night, or going to have a good night. If you've got a significant other, I know you've got those flowers and candy and gifts and everything ready for them. And you know, what's so funny is, why don't we ever get things for our girl? Why do we get good stuff for her? Why do they don't give us things? What is that? That's not true, because I have dated a couple of ladies who our biggest thing was to outdo each other, and that's why our relationships worked so well until they didn't, which happens to all of us. But anyway, once again, happy Valentine's Day to everyone out there. Last night, went to the Thunder game and watched our Thunder just, like I said last night on my show after the storm, which is my Thunder post game analysis live stream. And I was talking about it last night. It's so frustrating when you have a young team that's extremely talented, but then they're a young team that's extremely talented. So it's just, when you're young, you don't know unless you don't know. And so they're slowly starting to get there. It's like you go to the Portland game, we were knocking down shots. We were doing all the little things, but we only took 24 shots. And you'll see that we took way more than that last night. 24 threes I'm talking about. And it started off with Dort coming in shooting a three right off the bat. Why are you shooting a three right off the bat? I just don't understand it. But once again, my whole philosophy is, the coach that we have, we need somebody who can define roles. Here are the roles. You're this, you're this, you're this, you're this. You know, you need to come in and say, okay, this is what we're doing here. Okay, and then a lot of people are telling me, well, the Thunder don't want to spend the money. I think that's a bunch of crap. Because you have a team now that is winning. You have a perennial all-star who now the Clippers are really going, what the hell did we do by letting go of SGA for Paul George? And then we got those plethora of picks that we got J-Dub out of. So, you know, when you sit there and you look at it, and look at what we're doing now and what Sam Presti has done as far as building the roster with the kids that we have and the moves that he's made, you have a real opportunity here. But once again, the minutes manager, Coach Eminem, the minutes manager, 2 minutes too long. I don't think he's the guy. Because last night he put in Lindy Waters. And like I said many, many times, I'm an OSU guy. We play KU tonight, by the way. That's why I've got on my orange. And my thing is that you put him in before Aaron Wiggins. You put in a G League player before one of your rotation players. And what happened? They went on a run and it was over. Then we had to fight like tooth and nail. Then you finally put in the right lineup to get us back into the game after being down 18 because you had the wrong lineup in there. I don't understand his thinking. He's in love with the G League players for whatever reason. I'm sorry. It's like we played Miami. Omi Uri starts. Are you kidding me? How the hell are you going to start a two-way G League player over your rotation players? How do you play a G League player in front of you? No, you play your rotation players first, then you throw in your G League. Now, you can argue and say that he put Lindy in there because we needed some shooting. Somebody to give us some generation offense. That ain't him. In the G League, he's unbelievable. He shoots 50-something% from three. G League, he's magnificent. Out here in the show, he's not. He's not the same player shooter in the G League that he is here. It's just been proven. But good little player, but he can't defend, and he's like Muscala. If you're not knocking down threes, I have no need for you on the court. I have no need for you on the court. He is going to be exploited every single time, and it's sad, and I feel bad, but either you're a player or you're not. It's like the same thing with Austin Reeves with the Lakers. They see him, they attack him immediately. And it's unfortunate, but either you're an NBA player or you're not. It's very frustrating. So anyway, when you look at the standings and you look at what we did last night, the Thunder game, we lost 103-100. And a lot of that is simply because we have to do one main thing, and that's come out of the starting blocks of each quarter ready to go. We have to start quickly. And that's all about who you have out there. But anyway, the Pelicans are now 30-28. The Thunder are 27-29. And we were 10th going into last night. We were in 10th place in the West going into last night. Sitting beautiful, already in the playoffs. And now I'll show you what we are now currently after last night's horrible loss, bad loss. You've got to win your games at home. But anyway, the Pelicans were 9 for 30. I don't even know why I have that in there. It's stupid. I don't know why I didn't change Blazers, Pelicans, Blazers. I was in a hurry and I was pissed off last night. That's the real reason. But anyway, 9 for 33 for us. 9 for 33. We took 33 threes and was 9, and you wonder why we lose. The game before against the Blazers, we were attacking the basket over and over and over. But at that time, no, we weren't. Look at the team stats. SGA, 24, 8 for 21. Can't have it. He wasn't getting any calls last night, by the way, from the officials. He was getting the crap beat out of him. And you would think by now he would have some sort of credibility where they would give him calls, but that just did not happen last night. And it happens back a little bit more often with SGA. Sometimes the officials are calling the calls and he's going to the line, and sometimes he's not. But when he's 8 for 21, he's normally 11 for 21, 12 for 21 from the field. But he just couldn't get anything to drop. And that also hurt us because he has to start us out playing. And then Josh Giddey, 17 points, 8 for 16. Part of what I said all along is Josh has to be number one. SG has to be number one. Josh has to be number two. You have to have one of them on the court at all times. And my thing with that is Josh against the Blazers was attacking full speed, attacking the basket. So we were every time the guys turned around, we were attacking the basket. All of a sudden, last night, everybody's a three-point shooter. 33 threes. It's just, and we're just not a three-point shooting team. And I put that in our stats. I've showed you what we are as a team and where we're ranked. We're ranked 13th, about middle of the pack as far as three-point shooters. But we're very good when we're moving and shooting at the three-point line. We're pretty good. But we had Robinson Earl last night. It was really good seeing him. We're glad we got him back. But, he's 0 for 5, 0 for 4 from 3. He's just out there shooting threes because that's what he's always done. Well, Robinson Earl, let me tell you, bro, you're out of shape. You haven't been playing. You've missed a month. Attack the basket a little bit. Go shoot a couple free throws. Get your rhythm. Then do it. But he was just standing out there 3 after 3 after 3. And that's just not who we are right now. We've been winning. You've been on the bench watching. What kind of team are we? We're attacking the basket. We're not standing out there shooting threes. We're a very average team when we stand out and shoot threes. That's just who we are. Like I said, Lindy Waters, 1 for 2, 1 for 2, 1 turnover. Got the ball stripped from him. 1-3. And, it's just sad when he gets in and now the crowd is starting to just go, where is he in the game? And I feel sorry for him when they do that, but why is he in the game? Why is he in the game and Wiggins is not in the game? Because to me, you have a set rotation. That is your rotation. Now, I do like the starting lineup that he has in right now. And that is SGA, Josh, Dort, J-Dub, J-Will. You got 2 rookies starting. And to me, I like what you do right there, but on the other side of that, you've got to go, Coach, your first guy off the bench is Lindy Waters? Are you kidding me? You've got all these rotation players, you've been winning games, and that's what you come up with. Or maybe it was a second guy off the bench. But anyway, I don't understand it. I just don't understand him. And I really think it's time we move on and we get another coach that can take this team because we made a huge leap from where we were at the middle of last year to the middle of this year. A huge, huge leap. And that's why I said we would win 33 games, but we could win the maximum of 40 because of what I saw, that change at the end of last year when SGA started taking over and he stopped shooting a bunch of threes and started attacking the basket and improving our points in the paint. Oklahoma City has made a huge adjustment since then. So anyway, that's my look at that, and I just think that we have an opportunity to really, really, really do something. But when you look at the NBA West standings, we were 10th. Now we're 12th. Remember, because we lost. You got to win those games. You cannot afford to lose games that you win. You look at the Pelicans right now; they're 7th, and they were just right in front of us yesterday. But now we're 12th, and they're 7th. Now we'd have to play the Lakers in a play-in game, which is just no, that's not what you want, because then you got the Nuggets, and we don't match up with the Nuggets well at all. We match up with the Grizzlies really good. We match up with the Kings really good. Nobody's going to match up with the Suns right now once they get KD rolling. And then the Mavericks, as I told Drew Henthorne of HuskerDrewPicks.com, I'm not really sold on the Kyrie Luka thing, because if you watched last night, man, that was ugly. They were down 27, and then Luka and Kyrie went off, and got him back, and then at the last shot, they didn't even get shot off because those two are passing back and forth. No, you shoot. No, you shoot. No, you shoot. No, you shoot. No, one of y'all take over. Luka is your team, and Kyrie's there just to support you. So you got to take over. But the Thunder now, 27-29, only one win ahead of the Lakers, who've lost 4 out of 5. I mean, guys, it's time. It's coming down the stretch. Now, fortunately, we have the Rockets tomorrow night, which we should win. Okay, which will put us at 28-29, tied with the Blazers, which of course will make us now 11th because we have the tiebreaker against them, going 3-0 against them this year. So we have the tiebreaker there, so we can go up. But still, at the same time, when you look at this, you're going, hey, what are we doing here? You're squandering a great opportunity. Now, we did trade Muscala, which was a good thing. Okay, and I know some people were really upset and think we're trying to tank. We're not tanking. The Thunder are not tanking. Don't get that confused. You traded Muscala because, A, we're a young team. He's older. B, he's only given us one thing, that's been able to shoot. He kills us on the defensive end and rebounding. No. So you got Sarek, who is basically a Muscala, but younger. Okay? And he's a little bit more physical than he is. And he can at least rim protect a little bit. Muscala has nobody, when they're driving to the basket, they see Muscala under the basket. Nobody looks at him and goes, ooh, I'm afraid, get my shot blocked. No, they're thinking, let me dunk on him. That's the difference. And so Sam Presti made that move for that one specific reason. We're not tanking to get draft picks. I had somebody talk to me about that. We're getting all these picks, and then we're building up picks. Well, it also helps to have picks because if you start to make a run, then you have picks that you can trade and go get you somebody because you got enough room for salary-wise that you can do something. So that's good. And then you have draft picks too. So now you can go get your veteran who's a shooter or go find your big man. But, of course, we have to wait until next year because, like I said, I don't think you can really do anything this year. You have to wait till next year because, like I said, SGA, Dort, and Josh would have all played together 3 years. They'll know each other really, really well. Then you find out what you really have in Chet. Is he going to be the transitional player that everybody thinks he is to take us to the next level, or he's not? I don't believe he is, but that's just me. And Drew Henthorne and Randy Wright, do not send me no Chet jerseys because I'm not wearing them. I'm burn. I'll throw that stuff in the trash immediately. But that's also, I don't wear another man's name on my back, on my shirt. I don't wear somebody else's name on my back. Sorry. But anyway, that's just me. But we'll see what we have in Chet next year. We'll have a team that's played together for 3 years. We're young. Now you're going to have to make some adjustments like Drew and I talked about the other day. I mean, what are you going to do? You know you're keeping SGA. You know you're keeping Josh. You know you're keeping Dort. You know you're keeping J-Dub. You know you're keeping Chet. Those 5 are in. Then where Jay Will is playing right now, you're probably going to keep him. Isaiah Joe has been a nice fixture with that. That's 7. That leaves you still with Robinson Earl, K. Will, Trey Mann, Poku. That gives you, I know I'm missing somebody. That's 11 right there that you've got just off the top of my head. So what are you going to do? Oh, yeah, Sarek, which may or may not be. We'll see how he does. So that's what you got just off the top of my head. What are you going to do? Plus you're bringing in draft picks. you're going to have to make some hard decisions. Now, to me, there's six. To me, SGA, Josh, Dort, J Dub, J Will, and Chet. Those are six. Now they're gonna keep Poku. Let's face it, they're gonna keep him. So that's seven. But to me, you have six that you've got to keep, and then you build from there. The rest of them, like I like Isaiah Joe, is good, but he is a hit. I can get rid of him or I can keep him. He's fitting in really well with us. So if you can add Poku and him, that's that's eight right there. And then what are you gonna do with Robinson Earl, who you just gave some money to? Who are you gonna do with? You got to figure Kendrick Williams just gave money. So what are you gonna do? So there's some interesting decisions on what the Thunder are going to have to be able to do coming down the stretch. But once again, crowd was great last night. Loved the energy for everybody. It's so funny. We got down, the crowd just got into it. All of a sudden, you can just feel the energy of the Thunder players just come back. And we made some huge mistakes down the stretch. And we had a bunch of turnovers. We don't ever have 17 turnovers, ever. 18 turnovers. We're not going to beat anybody. You got to have at least 13, 14 turnovers a game if you're going to compete against the good teams. But it's like last night, we're down, I think it was 3 or 2. SGA comes back, has an uncharacteristic move because he's bouncing. He's coming back, trying to field the defender. The defender backed all the way off of him. He lost his balance looking for that. And as a player, let me explain a little something what he was trying to do. As you're dribbling back, you're going full speed. I'm coming back. I'm trying to bump you so I can feel you so I can either spin off of you or fade back. Okay? But the defender just kept going back, and when SJ tried to contact him, he wasn't there. He fell down, lost the ball, and, of course, they got the ball, and we ended up losing the game in the end. Okay, so normally he doesn't do that. He attacks you from face to face, but I understood exactly what he was doing. He was backing in to get ready to do the spin for the spin move, for the finger roll, or get him come in one way and spin back for the fadeaway in the middle of the lane for the winner. So that's what he was doing. Just to let you know why he lost his balance. Okay, in NBA scores last night. The Spurs beat the Cavs. Lost to the Cavs 109-117. What a shocker. You got the Jazz and the Pacers going at it last night. The Jazz taking care of business. But that West is really, really tightening up. And then, of course, you have the Hawks 138 losing to the Hornets, which was a shock because Drew loves those Hawks. And I just don't. Hey, that's my guy Drew Henthorne of Husker Drew. Picks.com. What's up, bro?
Oh, man, just thinking about putting a sail on top of my car, save some gas today.
You weren't up on the roof today in that wind, were you?
Hell no. Watch my trampoline blow across the backyard, though. That was
fun. You'll get an anchor for that thing. But your Hawks lost last night to the Hornets, man. What's up?
Yeah, it went over, though. HuskerDrewPicks.com.
Well, I know you got the over, but you got the Hawks as one of your top teams, bro. What happened?
Yeah, I do. That's a bad loss right there. It happens.
Yeah, it's the NBA.
You never know what you're going to get.
Then, of course, the Sixers are rolling 123-104 over the Rockets. The Nuggets.
I wouldn't go as far as say they're rolling. The Rockets are terrible.
Well, they are, but we play them tomorrow night, so we need another win. Of course, the Nuggets and the Heat. Wow. You called that when you knew it was going to be tough, and the Heat lost to them by 4 in Miami.
Yeah, it went under, too.
Yep. Oh, by the way, huh? Then, of course, the Nets and the Knicks. Did anybody in New York watch that?
Boy, that's for the Mecca of basketball. They're struggling right now for some entertainment.
Oh, it's bad. Then, of course, the Magic beat the Bulls, which, kind of what we thought would happen. Pelicans and the Thunder, bad loss for the Thunder. T-Wolves and the Mavs. Did you see that last night?
Yeah, I did. My T-Wolves, I tell you, that's a nice win for them.
Yeah, but they were up 27, and then Kyrie just went off.
Yeah.
What was up with him and Luka just passing back and forth? No, you take it. No, you take it. No, you take it.
Trying to share the basketball, Matt.
Is that what it's called?
Just trying to be a good teammate.
Is that what you're coming up with?
Just trying to be a good teammate, He's turning over a new leaf.
Oh, my God.
That's the new Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, okay. We'll see. By the way, how about him not being committal on whether he's going to sign with the Mavs? Anyway, we'll talk about that later. Wizards Getting beat by the Warriors at home. The Warriors another home victory. What a shocker.
Yeah. Yeah, Wizards are pretty bad.
Yeah, they are. And then of course the Lakers, horrible,
Yep.
horrible, horrible loss last night.
I'm gonna start my food service day.
Okay, as Drew's ordering. It was a horrible loss by the Lakers last night. Then of course the games tonight you have the Celtics at the Bucks, which of course in breaking news, which
Yeah.
we do have breaking news, the Celtics aren't playing any starters tonight against the Bucks.
Yeah, I saw that. They're a 9-point
Not starting
dog.
any starters against the Bucks. I was like, "Are you serious right now?" That's the problem.
Well, they're back to that Laker game last night. I mean, LeBron's just going to hang him up. I think he went out and made all the Lakers make all these moves and bring in all these trades, and you're still claiming a foot injury, but you can go out and dance and party on your breaking the record night.
Yeah, and then your boy just flat out said, "Screw it, Anthony Davis." We talk about that here in a minute after this. Anyways, Magic Raptors tonight, 6:30. Then you have the Kings.
Yeah, I like the Raptors there laying that 7 points. I don't foresee the Magic winning back-to-back games.
I agree. Kings and Suns. After that, the Kings travel to Phoenix for the last game before. I think this is their last game this week before All-Star Weekend.
Yeah.
And then,
Well, I mean that's a big matchup in the West.
It is.
You got two top 5 teams in the West going at it.
Yeah, in the standings you have the Kings are number 3, the Suns are number 4. The Kings are 32 and 24, and the Suns are 31 and 27. So yeah, they're going at it. I mean, that's two teams right there going after each other. Then of course, Warriors at the Clippers. Warriors on a back-to-back night. Steph's not playing, of course.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And I mean, they're obviously a much better team at home than they are on the road. So I look for the Mets to get
Dude,
away
how about the Clippers? Paul George talk about Russell Westbrook. How about that?
I missed it. What did he say?
Talk about he would be a great addition to us as a point guard. The way we run our system, he'd be free to be Russ, running up and down the court, doing what he wants. He'd be free to be him because Paul George had his best season with Russell Westbrook here in Oklahoma City that first time around. So he was saying that, but the Clippers are yet to pull the trigger because guess who hasn't signed off on it yet? Kawhi.
Russ.
Kawhi. No, Russ wants to come to the
Kawhi
Clippers.
hasn't.
You know, Russ is trying to.
Kawhi knows Russ is a cancer in the locker room.
Yep, that, and on top of that, he's like, yeah, we at the end of close games, we need somebody who can take care of the ball, not throw it into the stands.
Yeah.
So I don't think.
And then what's the other kid that used to play at Oklahoma City that plays for the Clippers?
Jackson. Reggie Jackson.
He doesn't really get along with Russ, from what I remember.
No, they don't get along at all. You remember? Because the reason why he got traded was because Russell was coming off the bench and Reggie didn't give him a slap. Yep. Remember?
Yeah. So if you put him on that team, you might as well just trade Reggie Jackson.
Kind of like Pat Beverly and Russell together. Horrible chemistry. Yeah, that was just dumb. Then of course, to top it off, you've got the Wizards and the Blazers. The last game of the night.
I like the Blazers tonight. They carrying a little momentum after playing the Lakers last night. They really didn't exert a lot of energy. They pretty much pummeled the Lakers. They were up 20 most of the game. I turned it off and watched reruns of Yellowstone. So
then of course
I've relegated to just go ahead and flush in the toilet on the Lakers this year.
Yeah, hey dude, how about Anthony Davis deactivating his Instagram last night after the loss? He's due $40 million.
I thought he was going to get traded at the trade deadline, but they can still move him.
Yeah, where it's at now is it's a $40 million next year. Then the next year he's got an option. He's not going to sign back with the Lakers.
No, not if LeBron's there.
No, that's not how. I think their relationship is fractured. And you know, AD's like, look, you ain't playing, but LeBron, he has the same attitude. Kobe, like when Shaq didn't come back in shape after their third straight championship. Kobe's like, what the hell you doing? We could go 5, 6 in a row. You come out here wanting to do a rapper and gaining weight. Come on, man. So I think that relationship is probably done as far as everything. And, you know, he could end up with the Mavs possibly. Or what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I just think, to me, the Lakers should have known that was happening. I mean, hell, we knew it was happening just by watching him. And I thought they should have moved him. I
Yeah,
thought they
before
should
trade
have moved
line.
him before the trade deadline
You and I both
and
do,
just
yeah.
let it, and try to go out and get younger. Try to get a veteran presence, maybe a shooter, and then get some picks.
Yep, I agree 100% on that.
Because he doesn't. I mean,
Yeah, double shot espresso.
yeah, he doesn't play. I mean, he sits the bench. He's in street clothes. I mean, he doesn't give you your money's worth.
No, he really doesn't.
To me, yeah, he's a top 5 basketball player.
When he's healthy.
But if you lose him, I mean, hell, you're really only losing a guy for 35 games a year. That's about what he's averaging.
Facts. Okay, how about last night in Big 12, Texas Tech, and you've been a spot on this. Texas loses at Texas Tech. Yep, you called that one big time.
Yep.
And then West Virginia, I thought they had Baylor for a little bit there. That first 20 minutes, but no, saying for the first 10 minutes or so, and then Baylor just they just went to work and it was over really, really, really quick. Okay, tonight we've got a couple big games. We got KU at Oklahoma State.
Yeah, and I'm just staying away from it, man. I'll probably play it, just play the home team. Just it's kind of sacrilegious not to bet your team, man. You're at the game, but I don't know, man. That without Avery Anderson tonight against the Jayhawks, I mean, God, they're physical and they can shoot it. And man, I don't get the line. I would have put KU at -4 or -5, and OSU is basically a pick 'em -1 +1.
I do believe that it's probably because Bill just the only losing record he has.
KU struggles. KU struggles at Stillwater.
They just do. They just really do. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that.
I don't. If Avery Anderson was playing, I'd like Oklahoma State's chances but if him not playing, it hurts.
Aren't you going up to the game tonight?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Then of course you had Kansas State at OU. God. Do you have any comments about that? Jesus.
OU's a dumpster fire right now, and I think their coach is looking to get fired. I don't think they'll fire him, but boy, I think he's got to be on the hot seat starting next year.
Yeah, Mosier's not. He hadn't given them anything that they thought he was going to give them.
I mean, they're probably going to finish 3 or 4 games under 500 and not make any tournament. And we're going to see what kind of recruiting class he can bring in. I mean, with that type of track record, I just don't know what he's going to be able to do. To me, it's not really a destination to go play basketball. Their gym's terrible.
Yep.
Fan support down there is terrible.
Terrible.
They're just throwing a clunker of a season out there. I mean, who are you going to go out and tell that you got it all together and you're a team on the rise? You're in last, dude. I mean, they're in last.
Well, what kills me about OU is like, how can your football facility be so fantastic and your basketball facility look like crap?
That's all they care about.
Well, now
football and women's softball.
Yep. Gymnastics.
Even their baseball team made the national championship game. They didn't get a new stadium.
Well, who are you gonna give a stadium to? Softball or baseball?
Well, I do both. They
don't have the money. They got
all this money in the world.
They won't until they get there.
Get it together if you're gonna play baseball in the SEC, because I promise you, you're about to take a mud hole getting stomped in you.
They play real baseball down there.
Year round.
They play real baseball down there.
Yeah,
they play real baseball down there. Yeah, they don't play around when it comes down there. They're serious about. Well, in the SEC, they're serious about their sports all around. I mean, they're not. There's no joke when it comes to that. So
I mean, in baseball in the Big 12, you had to worry about Texas. You had to worry about Texas and Oklahoma State.
Yep.
Sometimes Texas Tech. That's it. Now you're about to flip the script and go to Mississippi State, Ole Miss, Vanderbilt, Tennessee, LSU, Arkansas.
Yeah.
I mean, those right there are perennial top 10 teams.
Yeah, it's not.
They better buckle up.
Yeah, they're in for a huge awakening. But, money-wise, they got to have that money. Is just, dude, Drew, you turn down $100 million income a year.
Yep.
I'm not turning that down.
I got a little argument the other day with a guy. I told him, get ready for 7-4 in football, year in, year out. That's what you're going to be staring at. He seemed to think that they just keep their winning ways of their 11-1s every year and
not there
10-2s. And I'm like, dude, if the only way you're going to do that is if you absolutely play nobody in the non-con, which they probably will. They'll get to where they're playing the Sisters of the Poor. Just
like all SEC teams do that because they got to.
And then every game, I mean, those road games, I mean, they're not going to be there. There's not an Iowa State on the schedule,
No.
Vanderbilt. That's about it.
And Vanderbilt, you never know. And it's definitely Kentucky is not no joke. I don't care who
No,
it is going
and
there.
Kentucky's got a good team, and South Carolina's got a good team.
Yep.
And I mean, it's not going to be easy. 7-4, that's a good first year in the SEC for OU next year.
Yeah, they think they're gonna do the same thing that LSU did. Well, LSU, first of all, they've got more do they have more NFL players than Alabama or Georgia, either one?
Yeah, LSU might be preseason number 1 next year.
Boy,
Very good chance.
He's got them rolling, doesn't he?
But next year you're in the top 4. You're going to have LSU, Alabama, and Georgia will all be in the top 4 or 5.
Well, the whole thing with OU, you better go get a quarterback. I'm understanding they're getting, they're after the top. Well, he's one of the top 2 quarterbacks in the country, so they're going to have to go get a quarterback. I mean, Texas has done their deal.
The kid they signed out of Euless, Texas, or wherever he's from. I think he's from Euless.
Yep.
I mean, he's the Gatorade Player of the Year, but I mean, he's still a freshman.
Yep.
Still hasn't played. I mean, Gabriel, you think it was rough for Gabriel facing Big 12 defenses? Just wait.
Well, he'll have 1 year under his belt, right? He'll be a freshman next year at OU, right?
Yeah.
I tell people.
Yeah, so I guess Gabriel actually won't have to play
SEC. No, he
he'll
won't.
get 1 more year against Big 12 defenses. So
which didn't help him. It didn't help him, Drew, against Big 12.
Going to get baptized by fire into the SEC.
Yeah, he will.
First year out.
But Drew, if you have an offensive line and you have some playmakers around him, he'll be fine. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a defense.
This is what OU's going to have to. They're going to have to. This spread it out, run and gun, shoot the duck offense. That's not going to work. They're going to have to be able to run the football. They're going to be able to run it between the tackles, old school OU style. If they're going to plan on competing week in, week out in the SEC.
Yep.
If they don't, they think they can get in a high scoring game in the SEC. You're going to get beat 48-20. So you're not going to score 48 points week in, week out in the SEC.
Because remember, you have Tennessee to contend with as well. Because Josh has got them playing well, so it's going to be ugly.
Yeah, they might. I forgot about that. There might be 4 teams in the top 5 in the SEC.
Yeah, it's
next
ugly.
year to start the year out.
But I will say this.
I mean, the only team that's going to be in there on the other side is Ohio State.
I will say this: the thing that they will have is a better defense. They've gotten the recruiting class is already good. But at the same time, you're going to have 2 things. You got to have skill position players, and you have to have a quarterback. So if you got the quarterbacks, which clearly if this freshman kid is what he's as advertised, you're going to be fine there because he can make plays. But still, that leaves you 8-3.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 9-2 if you get lucky and you get, whomever.
Boy, I'll take the under on 9-2.
But what I'm saying is, if you get your right schedule in the beginning on who you play.
Yeah, I haven't seen their schedule yet, but if it's anything like what the Big Ten did in Nebraska the first 10 years, they're going to pummel OU. They're going to pummel OU with every possible scheduling conflict you can imagine.
Yep.
Nebraska had to play Ohio State, Michigan, and Penn State on their schedule the first 6 years they were in the Big Ten. Those are their crossover games.
Wow.
So they basically said, "Welcome to the Big Ten."
here's 18 losses. Wow.
Yeah, exactly. They beat Ohio State once. They beat Michigan once. And they beat Penn State twice in the 13 years that they've been in the Big Ten.
Wow.
So 4-9.
Yeah, 4-9. Yeah. Wow. Man, with that
against those 3 teams, and they've only beat Wisconsin one time. So I think the average, the record out there against the top tier of the Big Ten is somewhere in the neighborhood of 5-20.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Well, that being said, let's go to our sponsors because that's a nice time to take a break after that beatdown, and then we're gonna come back with you.
Yeah.
We're gonna come back.
That hurt just to say that.
That hurt, bro. Like, ouch. But we want to thank Collaborative Logic and them coming out and supporting us and making sure that we're on air and we're running and everything is running smoothly. And we also thank SRB and our guy Mark Long for any engineering, surveying, or planning. They are the people to talk to. If you got rocks or dirt to be moved, hey, our guy Jose Fierro at Oak Grove Trucking, check him out. He is the dude. Greg and Max Nafee, want to appreciate them for their support as always. And last but not least, YNB, family owned and operated since 1912.
The bank. that makes things happen.
Yes, they do.
I actually need to talk. I actually need to talk to Jose on back to our other sponsor. I got a rental out here. I need to have a dump truck out there.
Well, you have his number, so call him.
Yeah, I'll give him a call.
Yep.
But yes, go down there and see the Horn Man at UConn National. Nate,
Yeah, you cracked me up with that.
Carson.
Yep.
Randy, Carolyn, Sable, Ken Hess. He's still there right now.
Yeah, he said. Yeah. Well, what time is it? Yeah, he says 2:30. He's there.
Close. Close.
And of course, they're an equal housing lender, member of the FDIC, also our main sponsor for us to go out and do minority remote live streams at Black, minority, and women-owned businesses in the OKC area. But you can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Now, bro, on your deal, you've been on fire lately, man. You've been rolling.
Yep. This is my time of year.
Yeah,
That's
basketball season's
rises
coming.
to the top.
Yeah,
the NBA's been a little trickier this year than it was last year. I got to get her dialed in. These lower level teams but it always happens right around when the All-Star game comes up. These teams start slacking off a little bit, and guys that aren't going to make the All-Star team kind of check out this week. So
yeah, just so they can go.
Kind of tough to play these big lines against bad teams when you don't know how much really this other, if you got a Washington Wizards team like tonight playing Portland. I mean, Portland on paper should obviously beat them pretty well, but is Portland checked out? I mean, Washington. I mean, are they already in Cancun?
Yeah, and Portland had a huge win against the Lakers last night.
Yeah, they may check out tonight, so that's a dangerous kind of little game, but I don't think they will. They're fighting for their playoffs lives, but the Wizards are cooked. So.
Yep. So then you have the Celtics and the Bucks. You think it's going to be over 225 without the Celtics playing any of their starters?
That usually happens. Bucks might score 135 points tonight.
Yeah, and then again, the Bucks might take them lightly, and then the Celtics, Dana White and them may be firing up on all cylinders too. So
well,
it is the NBA.
If they were playing in Boston, I might take those points, but on the road, they might just mail one in.
Yep. Then of course the Raptors closing that out. The NBA -7.
Yeah, I like the Raptors tonight. They're actually playing pretty well, especially at home, and they've been scoring a lot of points at home. So for whatever reason, they're comfortable playing up in the frozen tundra, and that's a short number too. I think 7's not a lot for them.
Oh, okay. And then of course, b-ball basketball in college, Kansas State. You're doing a pick 'em on that game, huh?
Yeah, I mean, if I just don't know how you can take OU. I mean, if you watched OU play any in the last 2 weeks, they're just bad.
Yeah, but you never know. They may have the Alabama game might come back, and they might make every 3 in existence.
Well, if they're playing a team that you don't want to try to get hot against, because Kansas State can lock you down. They got good guards. They play defense. They got a good coach, and I don't think K-State's going to come in there and take OU lightly. I think if OU was going to show up, it was going to be against Kansas, and they got worked.
Yep, agreed. Wisconsin -1.
Tricky game. Michigan's been up and down all year. Those two teams don't like each other. I look for that to be a rock fight. I mean, that one may take place in a phone booth. I like it. I like it to be an ugly game. It's going to be low scoring. It'll be right on that number. But Michigan's just floundering down the stretch, which they besides my Tar Heels have been one of the bigger disappointments in basketball, I think.
Yeah, agreed, 100. Then you got the Dukies. I can't believe you actually are betting on the Dukies. What's up with that, bro?
They'll show out tonight. Notre Dame's not very good, and Duke plays pretty good perimeter defense, and they need a win tonight. And with Carolina losing last night, Duke can separate themselves from Carolina for that last spot to get in the tournament on an at-large, not have to be in the play-in game. Carolina's they're risking not making the tournament. That was a must-win, I thought, for them last night, and I look for Duke to be firing on all cylinders tonight. They need the win.
Yeah, I saw that last night with North Carolina. I'm like, what the hell are they doing? They just
can't shoot. I mean, when your two preseason All-American guards go 2 for 22. I mean,
that's just ridiculous.
That's not going to win games. I mean, there's no way to you can't sugarcoat it. I mean, all you got to do is look at the stat line. The stat line numbers don't lie. They cannot shoot. They're up and down all year. Baycott mailed it in last night. I think he shot three shots. I think he was hurt from Saturday. He took a stinger in his shoulder again. There's not a good basketball team right now.
Yep, they're not.
Again, but they may not make the tournament. I mean, as of right now, they're out. They're the last four in a playing game right now.
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday, and where they are. So, and then let's give Ben.
They were an 11 seed last night, going in 11 or a 10, and going into that game, and now they're on the bubble, strictly on the bubble, and they needed that win. That would have been a quad one win against a top 15 in the country program, which I really wasn't that impressed with Miami. I mean, North Carolina played about as bad as you can play.
Yep, agreed.
They were down 3 with a minute left, but
yep. And
I don't know. ACC may get piss kicked out of them in the tournament. Carolina's not very good, and it's
top to bottom.
You just saw the top team in the ACC get destroyed by North Carolina on Saturday. So I don't know how well the ACC is going to fare in the dance.
Yep.
May not be very well.
Agreed. Then, of course, in NHL scores, the Flames lost to the Senators 4-3 in OT. The Coyotes and the Predators, Coyotes 4-2, nice win for them. They needed that one. And then the Wild, I just like that name. Anyway, the Panthers 2-1 over the Wild in a shootout. Red Wings 6-1 over the Nucks. And those Sabres lost to the Kings last night. So, Drew, in NFL news, pivoting back to the NFL. So, in NFL news, Drew, the new head coaches, they're all done now. Everybody have their coach now.
Mm-hmm.
Sean Payton to the Broncos. What do you give the Broncos for a grade?
Oh, A+.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. The Colts hire Shane Steichen from the Eagles, the offensive coordinator with the Eagles. Grade on that.
Man, a B minus. I don't know. I mean, he's all right. I mean, kind of maybe a flash in the pan. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll
see. I mean, I looked at the Eagles' schedule and who they had to beat this year, the defenses they had to play. I don't know that. I don't know that he's recreating the wheel with that offense. So we'll see.
And he don't have Jalen Hurts in Indianapolis either. Frank Reich at the Panthers. Well, you know what, Drew? Speaking of that, the Eagles now, you lose your defensive coordinator, you lose your offensive coordinator, you may lose your center, you may lose your Hall of Fame pro guard. You're going to lose probably Fletcher Cox is probably going to be gone. I mean, the Eagles next year. I mean,
he needs to wearing that dress he had on the sidelines. What was that? Did you see that?
Yes.
He had a blouse on.
I don't know what I don't know what that was. Oversized shirt?
Yeah, sure.
That's what I'm going with, man. I'm going with an oversized shirt. Oh my God, you're rude.
Yeah,
you're bad.
He's gone. He'll be gone.
Yep. Then of course you have the Panthers. Frank Reich. What grade did you give the Panthers?
That's a safe hire. He's going to come in and he's going to go. He'll be a good quarterback guy. So, if depending on what they do at the quarterback position, I think he'll help there. They're going to need to bring in a defensive-minded defensive coach, on the other side of the ball.
Well, they hired Evero, the defensive coordinator for the Broncos. That's who he hired.
It's a pretty good hire
there.
There.
Good hire.
They'll be they're just going to be the Panthers. I mean, middle of the road, 8-8.
Yeah, he's got to get him a quarterback, which is possible for Derek Carr. He can run that conference. Well, I don't really see that happening, but he could do that conference. Or I mean, that's really it. Or you can do Jimmy Garoppolo. I mean, to me, as today is the deadline for Carr. So once he's done,
3 o'clock today.
Here in a minute. Oh, actually, it's probably past because it's 3 o'clock Eastern. So I haven't seen anything on the thing where he's going. But anyway, so he's going to be the first domino. The question is, does Derek Carr go to the Jets? Does he go to Carolina? Does he? He's definitely not going. I guess he could go to 49ers since he's free to do whatever the
Well, I
hell he
think
wants.
the Jets may have the better roster than the Panthers.
Well, the Jets have everything. They have a running back. They've got a defense. They've got some wide receivers. They got a good offensive line.
And they got a bunch of picks.
Got some picks. I mean, I don't see how that's a bad situation for him, other than you're going in the NFC East. I mean, the AFC East. So you got the Bronco. I mean, the Bills, and you've got the Dolphins, and you've got the Patriots. So I mean, that's kind of how that works. But Texans, D'Amico Ryan.
Yeah, I like that. That was a home run.
Well, guess who he hired as offensive coordinator? He took his offensive guy from the 49ers with him, Slovic. That's who he hired as his offensive coordinator.
The thing is Slovic's going to realize how the other half lives, because the Texans don't have near the personnel as the 49ers.
Yeah, but see, the Texans right now,
we'll see how that works out.
To me, I think it'd be great because the Texans are going to get one of the two quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So they're going to be fine at that point. Plus, they have picks, and D'Amico Ryan will have them rolling. You know what I'm saying? And then he's got Matt Burke, the defensive coordinator from the Cardinals, the D-line coach from the Cardinals. That's his his defensive coordinator. So that's who he hired as that. So, I mean, the Texans might be doing something finally, because that is ever since they took the idiot from the Patriots, they have not been the same. So,
yeah,
it's bad.
It'll be interesting. I hope Texans get a little better. I mean, Houston's struggling for something down there.
Yeah, yep. And plus, I love to be able to go down to the games, take my little man down into some games. That'd be pretty cool. What do you give them, the grade?
D'Amico Ryan, I think it's an A.
Yep. Now, last but not least, the Cardinals hire Jonathan Gannon, the defensive former coordinator for the Eagles.
Say that again.
They hired Jonathan Gannon, the defensive coordinator for Eagles. That's who the Cardinals hired. The Cardinals.
Cardinals did. Yeah, I like that. I mean, he's got good schemes. They seem to be able to put pressure on the quarterback, and depending on what kind of money that they're willing to spend and go out in free agency, we'll see what kind of talent he can get to run. You know what I mean?
Yep.
If they do that, then I think he can get them coached up for the Eagles. I mean, they show what they can do on defense. So
yeah, even though Mahomes lit them up the second half, he lit them up pretty good the second half.
But Mahomes lights everybody up.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
An outlier.
There's no question. Yeah, you're right about that. So, what do you give the Cardinals on that grade?
I give them a B.
Yeah, what I'm gonna do is what I did is I'm giving the Broncos an A, the Colts a B, B+, Panthers a definite A. I really like Frank Reich a lot. D'Amico Ryan, the Texans an A, and then the Cardinals. Say what, Drew?
The Cardinals are just kind of a dumpster fire.
Yeah,
right
I say
the
that's.
Cardinals are just kind of a dumpster fire right now.
He's clearly the only guy who would take the job. Everybody else said no. I mean, so I'm gonna go ahead and give him I'm gonna give them a B- because he may be something, but you got to get an offensive coordinator that can work with Kyler. I mean, Kyler's not gonna be back to what November ish.
Yeah.
So I don't know when he's gonna be.
Yeah, so they're gonna have to go out and find a quarterback.
Yeah, so I don't know exactly what they're going to do with that. We're going to have to wait and see what happens with that, because I don't know how well Kyler's going to perform. I don't really know what he is going to be able to do. And then on top of that, you're losing everybody. I mean, you lose D-Hop. He's wanting out of there. I mean, boy, I tell you what, talk about an organization that you thought was on the rise, and then a year later they're a dumpster fire. That's crazy how that works. You know what I'm saying?
They went from the penthouse to the outhouse.
Real quick. And I just don't understand it. I mean, but it happens. Your quarterback doesn't like what's going on, and you're fighting with him. I just think the Cardinals, how do you put something like what they did with Kyler in the public? That should have been a private matter. You know what I'm saying, Drew? You don't say he's not studying. You don't put that out there. You don't embarrass your quarterback.
That you can't do that. Not at today's age of social media and 24-hour news cycles and just constantly pasted everywhere on all your dirty laundry out for the public to read. It wasn't a smart move, and Kingsbury does what Kingsbury does. He's an arrogant punk. So I mean, didn't really surprise me that he did that.
Yeah, but right now he's still living out in Cardinal. He don't have to work again. He's got his, what did he get? His $25 million he's got in the bank now. They bought him out. I mean, he's golden. Single man, good looking guy out there. He's fine.
I'd like to see Dallas bring him in as offensive coordinator.
Well, y'all got Schottenheimer, so that's how you got for that. Cowboys got Schottenheimer, so we'll see how Brian Schottenheimer does. But it's so funny is I saw something today, and they were talking about teams paying these quarterbacks all this money and losing everything, and then you look at Mahomes. The biggest cap hit that the Chiefs took on Mahomes was this year. Okay, so next year you've got your middle of the road pack. You've already taken your hit. Then all he's doing is going to keep going down as far as being one of the highest paid quarterbacks. He's just going to keep going down, down, down. And these people are going to you paying all these guys.
That contract looks like it's making a lot of sense now, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It does for them. But you know what? He did it. He knew. He's like, look, I'm trying to win. Okay, I'm gonna make. How much does he make off the field? $20 million, probably, Drew.
Oh, at least
$30 million in advertising. Yeah. Hey, I'm keep winning. I'll make up that money over here. So while you guys are getting paid $45 million and not making any money, I'm gonna be making $65 or $70 million, counting my salary and this. So y'all go ahead and take all that money. It's just insane. But anyway, Jalen Hurts. Now you lose your offensive coordinator, you lose your defensive coordinator, you lose two of your offensive linemen. You got to figure out who you're going to pay, who you're not going to pay. A.J. Brown's you paid him. You got to pay Ridley coming up. I mean, who are you going to pay? I mean, at some point, if you take this, what is he going to be making? $48 million, $50 million? Do you take the money and say, I don't care about it, I got my bag?
Do you pay? Are they going to pay him that much money?
Yes, because
I don't know.
Like
I said, dude,
Dak is at 40. Drew, $45 million. $45 million is at the base. So
you think Jalen Hurts is better than Dak Prescott?
Yes.
Wow, boy.
I'm not a Dak fan.
I'm not a Dak fan. He's better than Dak Prescott.
I'm not. But Drew, I'm not a Dak fan.
He can't throw the ball. Hurts can't. He does one thing well, and that's run out of the pocket. His deep ball is a jump ball. I mean, even the deep ball in the Super Bowl was a jump ball. If the defensive back doesn't trip over his own feet,
doesn't lose track of he lost. Yeah, he got off balance. Yes.
I mean, he's about once every 5 balls is a good ball. Other than that, I mean, he's a one-trick pony. Yeah, and we're gonna see next year whenever they don't have this offensive line that's protecting him, and he's gonna have to create some throws on his own.
And no offensive coordinator.
See what he does.
And his offensive coordinator's gone.
But to say he's better than Dak Prescott right now,
but Drew,
a lot.
I'm not a Dak fan.
Right.
I'm just not. I mean, I look at this guy and what I see out of him, I'm just not.
The same mistake that the
Cowboys. Yeah, that's what I agree with that 100%. I agree with that 100%.
Dallas shouldn't have paid Dak Prescott $45 million.
I agree.
He was a $30 million quarterback.
But you know what? They should have paid him 2 years, 3 years ago, 4 years ago when everybody else got paid and they didn't do it. And that's on them for that. But they just killed themselves. But the thing is this: Josh Allen took less money because Patrick Mahomes took less money. Josh Allen took less money. But see, the thing is now, Trevor Lawrence, you got to pay him. You got to pay Joe Burrow. You got to pay, who else is there that's got to get paid? Herbert's got to get paid. I mean, Hurts is going to get paid.
Your kid from Baltimore is going to get paid.
Yep. Yes. Forgot Lamar. He's going to get paid. So that's 6 guys. Right now, Mahomes is what, 4th? He's going to be 10th. Highest paid quarterback. Yep. That's insane. Why he keeps winning the Super Bowls, all you guys are making all this money. That's just ridiculous. But Drew, I'm sorry, I'm just not a Dak. To me, will fail you every time down the stretch. To me, that's who he is. Now, do I like him? Do I think that he should be better than Jalen Hurts? Yes, but I just don't trust him. To me, he's Kirk Cousins. Dak and Kirk Cousins are the same guy.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
I just don't like him. I just don't. Now, should he be better than Hurts? No question. But he makes the same mistakes over and over and over.
In the same situations, in the same games, at the same time.
Yes, it's cruel. It's cruel.
Yeah.
I mean, because you and I, we were there when you threw that. And what did you say as soon as you threw that interception? I think you said some words we can't repeat on air, but it's the same thing. It's like, dude, that's the same thing. Yeah, it's just painful. It's like he's got it made up in his mind. This is what I'm gonna do, and that's it.
He definitely has tunnel vision.
He does,
especially in the playoffs, in the big games. He just, for whatever reason, he gets locked onto a security blanket, or he has a certain play that he likes to run, and come hell or high water, that's what he's going to do. He's going to run that play, and he's going to force the ball in there,
and throws it late,
look around and act like that there was going to be another result,
and throws it late too. Yep. Throws it late. That's his biggest.
But then he comes off the game before where he's lights out.
Yep. I just don't. I mean, because to me, the Cowboys were just as good as the 49ers. If not slightly better. They were definitely better. They were definitely better than the Eagles. Okay.
Yeah.
But with him at quarterback, like I said when we were at your house, I don't trust him. I just don't. I just don't trust him. But when you look top to bottom, they matched the 49ers. They got playmakers everywhere. Okay. But no. Because I think Tony Pollard, he's not Christian McCaffrey, but he's real close.
Well, and him going out in that game hurt. That was big. When he went down in the
second
quarter.
With. That was over.
Yeah, that hurt him.
Yeah, when you knew they had to rely on him, it was over. So sorry about that, Cowboys fans. But anyway, so you said you're going to the game. Are you going to the Thunder game tomorrow? Or are you not?
No, I'm not. We're gonna go up to the Stillwater tonight. Try to get up there a little early and get into Joe's or Hideaway or somewhere and eat and go to the game. Hopefully it's a good game. It's getting sold out.
Yeah, well, we know that. We know that.
I got on Ticketmaster earlier, and there's only a couple tickets even on there, and they were in the nosebleeds.
Well, fortunately, you know somebody.
Yeah, I know a guy that knows a guy.
Yeah, I talked to Scott Sutton today, and we were confirming all of our stuff up for the basketball reunion in a couple weeks.
Scotty had to say, you should tell him I said hi.
I would have if I'd have talked to you earlier, but yeah, he was just like, "Hey, what's up? You coming to the reunion?" Yeah, I'm coming down. That's what we're doing. And
we need to get him. We need to get him on the show one day.
Yeah, what we're gonna do is when basketball season's over with, we've got all the coaches lined up, Drew. They want to come and talk, but I'm just like, hey, wait till the season's over with, and let's do it, so we can talk about recruiting and what we got coming up, and you know what I mean. Give people the update. So that's what we're gonna do, and because we should have him on, Bill on. We'll get, in fact, our boy from Colorado on too. What's Scott?
I may have to give maybe I'll give Brendan a call. Get a little sideline evaluation from him. Get him on the road.
Get some answer stuff. We need to do that. Yeah, we need to have him on. We could have him on. We need to do that. So, all right, brother. Hey, well, peace out. Go have fun today.
Yep. HuskerDrewPicks.com. Go Big Red.
It's my boy Drew Henthorne of HuskerDrewPicks.com. Go check him out. He is on fire. If you want to make some money, hey, go look my boy up. Unlike other people on other shows, he is actually knowledgeable and will put money in your pocket. Go check it out, HuskerDrewPicks.com. I want to thank everybody for being on the show today, for Drew to be on the show, and for you guys supporting and watching as always. Hey, happy Valentine's Day.